So French food. When I had been to Paris before, all I ate were crepes and baguettes. And so I was okay with that being a daily thing on my mission. But then I quickly realized it's not that good for you to only eat bread and crepes. And also, they're not called crepes, they're called crepes. And so that was an adjustment for me to say. But in France, they have what is called a galette. It's more common in the west of France, in Bretagne. They have the Bretagne crepe. And it's just like a crepe, but it's made with a different kind of flour. And from what I know, it's healthier, so you can eat more of them. And it's really basic. In America, when we think of crepes, we think of ice cream, whipped cream, and cookies, and chocolate, and put everything on one crepe. But if you show that to a French person, I think they would die and just think that we're typical fat Americans. In France, their crepe is really basic. It's just the crepe itself, and you can put some sugar on it by itself, or some lemon juice, or some butter, and you just have it like that. And then the galette, which is my preferred crepe, you can just have an egg and some cheese and ham, and you fold it, and it's so good. Bread really is a huge deal in France. They have a baguette in their house at all times, I am pretty sure. And I remember my last area, we went to a member's house for dinner, which is really rare. We went and ate with them, and the mom and the dad, they were so distraught because they hadn't been able to go to the bakery that morning to get their bread. And so they were just apologizing to us forever, telling us how sorry they were that they didn't have bread to give us. Me and my companion were like, oh no, it's not a big deal. Like, it's fine. We're okay without eating bread. And the dad, he said, no, I didn't get to eat my breakfast this morning because I didn't have bread. And to me, I was like, oh, you don't need bread to eat breakfast. But bread really is a big deal. Also, pastries are really good in France. A million kinds of pastries. And you kind of will find bakeries and pastry shops on every corner. Kind of like in Provo, you see ring stores and stuff, or chapels. They're really common, and they'll be across the street from each other, and you'll have certain people that will go to one bakery to get their baguettes, and they'll go to another bakery to get their pastries or different kinds of things. They all have their different specialties. And then in different parts of France, I think they eat different things. In the east of France, where it's closer to Germany and the mountains and it's a little bit colder, they eat a lot more of a hearty meal, a lot more meat and heavier things, potatoes. Whereas when I served in the West, it was a little bit lighter. And then during Christmas time, I didn't know this, but where I was for Christmas, live oysters are a huge deal. And I'm glad they're not a huge deal here because I'm not a huge fan of them. But they just give you a live oyster that you can see still moving, and you just, if you want, you can put a little bit of vinegar on it, and you just slurp it in your mouth, and everyone loves that. A lot of caviar during Christmas, and just different things. French food really is good, but I would say that from day to day they eat pretty basic. They don't always have these huge elaborate meals, but it's very common for there to be at least 3 parts of the meal. They'll have their little appetizer thing, then their main meal, and then sometimes they'll do a salad at the end, which also, salad is not the same in France as it is in America. To me, when I think of salad, I think of lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and carrots and croutons or bacon bits. But in France, they'll just give you lettuce and maybe some kind of dressing, and it's so good. And I don't need my carrots and tomatoes. I just need my lettuce for my salad.